Alright, I wanted to show everybody my pocket survival kit, Altoids tin survival kit. This is kind of my take on it. As you can see, it's just a normal Altoids tin. I have 3 different rubber bands on it, which of course have tons of uses. Also, I have 6 different Ranger bands on here of kind of various sizes. Those have an infinite number of uses as well. There's a lot of stuff inside here, so the Ranger bands kind of keep it closed, as you can see. But inside, we have a Fresnel lens, which is great for all sorts of things, not to mention starting fire. Now, I keep it in the protective plastic so that nothing happens to it. Also, I have a small signaling mirror. Now, this I made from a CD. What I did is I carefully cut with a razor knife along the plastic a couple passes until it got weakened, and then I broke it off. And then also, these CDs tend to split in half with the backing, with whatever picture or lettering is on it, comes off, and then you get this nice thin piece that's highly reflective on both sides actually, and can be polished up and used for a signaling device. After that, I have a piece of regular tin foil in here, just a couple feet, 18 inches wide, as well as a 1 quart Ziploc bag for, of course, water or any other storage that I might need. Then I also have some heavy duty aluminum foil. It's a couple feet, 18 inches wide, folded up nice and thin. After that, I have my little pocket knife in here. It's a little multi-blade knife with an awl. I know this isn't a really big knife, but something's better than nothing, and I would also expect that I'd be carrying a regular knife on my hip if I was out in the woods. I also carry, this is 20-pound test monofilament line. It's about 30 feet. And then I also have 8-pound monofilament line, which is actually about 120 feet of that, wrapped up nice and tight, secured with a twist tie. Along with that, I carry a very small fishing kit. Now, this has some hair jigs in it. And a couple regular hooks, and then some split shot in there as well. Also, I carry bank line. Now, this is just light bank line, but believe it or not, this is about 40 feet of bank line that's just wrapped up very tightly. I kind of go by the theory that you can't have enough cordage. With cordage, you can do just about anything, and without it, it's one of the hardest things in the wild to try to fabricate. I also have a little button compass, just a little tiny compass that I picked up online. I also have some cotton balls, which I wrapped in thread to keep them nice and compact, and then also that gives me a little more thread, so it's kind of dual purpose having that around that. And then this cotton ball is soaked with oil, and I also have it wrapped in thread, but I keep it in this plastic to make sure the oil doesn't seep into anything else. Now, I have matches in here. What I did is I took most of the matchbook off of these matches just to kind of save a little bit of room, but I kept the striking surface, and then I put them in this little plastic bag to help keep any water out. I also have 2 straight razor blades wrapped in plastic, just a little bit of cling wrap, Reynolds wrap, and then I put tape on the corners just to help prevent it poking through and cutting into anything else. I also have 1 sewing needle, and then, as you can see, or hopefully you can see, I have it's pre-threaded, and then I have the thread wrapped around the needle. All I did is I took the needle, spun it in my finger, and worked the thread on it so that actually the point doesn't even stick out, so it's not sharp on either end. But that's great for all kinds of applications there. I also have one safety pin in here, just for any sort of thing. This also makes a good makeshift fish hook if need be, but plenty of uses for a safety pin, including clothing repair, especially if you're missing a button. It's kind of hard to replace a button in the wild, especially if you lose that button. What are you going to do? Sew your pants shut? I also have a rescue whistle. This is a real small whistle I had at home. You can buy these on eBay for under $2. That's including shipping. It is pretty loud, not as loud as obviously some of the other safety whistles, but it will get the job done. I also have about a dozen twist ties just folded in half here all together. These have a lot of different uses to them, but just something compact, put in there for some use. And then I have several band-aids that I keep in here. Obviously that's kind of self-explaining. So I keep 3 band-aids in there. I also have 2 butterflies, and I also have 2 alcohol pads. Now the alcohol pads obviously are great if you get an injury, but also these would be good for helping make fire if you have wet tinder, because alcohol will take a flame really well. Then I also have about 40 feet of wire here, and what I did is I shaped it to the shape of the tin itself. Now this is actually wire from the decorating section at Walmart. It's floral wire. It's just steel wire that's painted green. It's fairly strong. I think it has 20-pound breaking strength, I want to say, but you could use multiple strands of this. As you can see, it's fairly thin, but it'll do the job. And then last but not least, I threw a couple of these. They're what they're called splinter outs. So they just have a sharp point. This is actually pretty sharp there. The reason I threw these in is because they could be sharpened. Since they're really thin, you could sharpen these to make an improvised blade. They're great for digging splinters out. You could use these for a spear for frogs or any number of other things. But that's my survival kit. The only thing that I plan on adding to this kit would be a very small ferro rod. I actually have it coming in the mail, but I didn't want to wait for it to make this video. It's about that long, no big deal. I don't need to put the striker in it since I have my knife with the awl in it, but the striker, as Dave Canterbury pointed out, can be ground down and used as an improvised blade. All right, thanks for watching.